My name is Kenneth Brunner. I'm a principal of Timken Early College High School. Uh, I've been in the position for 5 years now. I'm going to go back in history, but ever since third or second or third grade, I was pretty good with math. I was kind of a disruptive kid, kind of ornery, but I really took to math, and I think there are a few key teachers that noticed that. I would finish up the timetables real fast and things like that. So those folks kept giving me more problems and things like that. And it's like they recognized that talent, some other things. There were two careers that I was interested in from elementary school all the way up into probably the end of high school, and that was architecture and math. The reason why I like the architecture is because I like structure, buildings, and design and creating things, but I didn't have artistic talent. I couldn't draw. The lines were a little messy and things like that and stuff, and that was a mess. But I think when I got into I tried to go to school at first, right out of high school, wasn't ready for it. Um, I was academically dismissed from the University of Akron in '86. So I went to the military, and I think from there it was a lot of growing up, and I was able to decide between architecture and math, and it was math and being a teacher. There were a couple of like drill sergeants that when I had to present information and things like that, they were kind of taken with, well, you have a natural way to make things come across to folks so that it's could be understood and everything like that. You have this knack, and so I ended 4 years of military service over in Germany. So this was going into 1990 and 89 to 90. And I ended up applying to two schools. I applied to Carnegie Mellon and Malone College back then. Malone was the first one to respond and said that they would have interview time and all that stuff with me. So I wanted to give college another crack, and I felt like I was real serious this time. So I went to Malone, and the first few years I was on the dean's list and things like that, so I thought I was doing pretty good, and math was the thing. And then graduated from that and did an internship, well, student teaching at Timken High School then with Bruce Samola. And Bruce Samola walked me down to see Mr. Gervais, who was principal of the building then, and he said, "We can't let this guy get away. We need him in this building. This guy loves math, and he relates to the kids," and it was, great. The military helped me to grow up, because like I said before, I was immature when I entered into the military. I was academically dismissed because even though I left high school, I had like a 3 point something GPA, was doing pretty good and kind of arrogant, and went off to Akron and thought I can just go to school half the time and whatever, and yeah. So I suffered behind that. So with the military, I got order, understood the importance of structure, order, and the importance of discipline. Not discipline as punishment, but being disciplined in your thought and your practice and everything. And that spilled over to my classroom. So a lot of people would say Mr. Brunner is military. And I think what they mean by that is that I treated everybody fairly. The rules were the rules. And I held you to this expectation, no matter who you are or who you were. So there were no favorites or anything like that. It was like the military. It was everybody was treated in a sense the same, according to you were treated the same behaviorally, but according to your ability, I worked with you to try to get you up to the level that you needed to be. So the military did that. Did a great job with that, because in the military, even a lot of people say everybody's the same. Behaviorally, they make sure everybody had to meet the same expectation, but academically, they understood that everybody was at different levels, and the drill instructor worked with you based on where you were and brought you up to the level that you needed to be. Did I see a need for that to help out students in the urban area, and what drew me to urban schools to teach in an urban area? I wanted to find the kids that were like me and help them. So I had people that helped me out in my past, and so I wanted to do the same thing. It's like pay it forward. So I wanted to make sure that I found other folks like me that are like those diamonds in the rough that needed to be polished, and and aware of what potential they had. So yes, this urban setting was exactly for me. I probably wouldn't have it any other way. I would definitely, if I had to do it over again, would do the exact same thing over again with working with students in inner city Camden. Do I feel that there's a need for more African American male teachers in general, but definitely African American teachers? Most definitely. I think it needs to happen as early as possible. I think not just maybe focusing so much there, but I think there needs to be a lot more diversity in, and there probably is, but a lot more diversity in education so that kids can see themselves there and say that they can do it, I can too. So along your educational pathway, you need to see these successful black males, black females, white females, all of this group working together so that that is the mirror image of you, and these folks being accepting of you, so that in spite of what they may see out in the community and stuff, they understand that within this educational field, these folks all want to work together to make sure that they're successful. How did I become a principal of Early College High School? I didn't want to leave the classroom. Right off, I didn't want to leave the classroom. But it was out of a need. So I was talked into by a few folks. I'll leave them out of it. But I was talked into a few folks into, you should do this, you should do this. And what I mean by that is take this master's degree leadership course for principalship, so I can at least have my principal's license. So one of the capstone projects for this, the ending project, was to come up with a partnership with a community organization and have that work with the school that you're creating or that you're working with. So I didn't really have one, but something that, and I'll give him all this credit, Chet Lenardowitz had talked about, was that we needed a good feeders program for this early college high school, because we had this issue where there were kids that weren't doing well or things like that, and it was like maybe a third of the kids would suffer through not being properly prepared. So that caused me to work in partnership with Chet Lenardowitz and this outside agency to come up with Early College Academy. So Early College Academy was my capstone project. So in it, I'll say I created Early College Academy. The idea about how it's scheduled and how it's supposed to be a feeder for Early College High School, and that was the help of Chet Lenardowitz. And then the partnership came from this group called CAST. It was Glenmore CAST then, but now it's called CAST and Camp, with John Sipek and Tom Venturella. So with this group, we went ahead and came up with the idea of partnering a community with the early college. So after creating all of this and doing it, the next step was, okay, they were going to do it. So the district back then said that, well, we need to create this thing. And so the thing becomes, well, who's going to be the principal of it? Because it fell on some ears. So I didn't want to at first, but then there are a few people that talked me into it. And they were saying, you created it, you got to do it. So I didn't want to leave the classroom. I loved math. I love math. I love to teach math. I love I love to be creative with it. So I thought that principalship would remove me from being in touch with students, and that's probably one of the main reasons why I didn't want to do it. So after talking to this person, I decided to go ahead and apply to the school, apply for the position and stuff like that. And of course, when I'm competing for something, I bring my A game. So I went through the application process and stuff like that, and I think I had an inside sort of run of it because I created it and I knew all the details of it. So I think that gave me a leg up over some of the more talented folks, and I got the position. So from there, even though I like order, I love to create. So this was like putty, and I got to create something. So I got the chance to create the school, hire the teachers and all of that stuff, and it just blew my mind. And so I think that's when I started to love being a principal. And so from there, just to be able to create something and to lead it and to have it go on, that's where it came from. So from Early College Academy, that was a middle school position. Early College High School opened up because the principal that was here moved on to the main college, or main high school. So with this position opening up, again, I was asked to go ahead and apply for it. So I went to stay at the middle school, but when I was approached, I went ahead and applied. And of course, I'm bringing my A game. When I'm applying for something or doing something, I'm bringing my A game because I got a vision and a focus and everything like that. So I think because I had this passion and vision for what I saw would be a great opportunity up here, I got the position. And I think from there, I still got a lot that needs to be done with this. So I've been in this place for 5 years now, and it's there it is. That's how I became principal of Early College High School. Think about these kids getting an opportunity to take, as long as they qualify, take college classes and have 60 credits of college paid for. 60 credits of college paid for. That's 2 years in a bachelor's degree. So that means that if your child was going off to a college or university and they completed the Early College High School program, they will take care of all of their sort of liberal arts requirements at a college university. Because if you go in as a traditional student and you step onto a college classroom or a college campus, you're going to have to take some form of writing or English. You're going to have to take some form of history. You're going to have to take all of these things that we call liberal arts. These 2-year schools were taking care of that in a sense, Stark State College and some of the others. So this is an opportunity to have it so that it's either a lower cost or in our case it's affordable, because this is the district picking up the cost for tuition, the books, and all of those type things, so that when you go off to a college or university, you're looking at, when you're going for a bachelor's degree, traditionally you're looking at completing 120 credits. 60 plus of the 120 is done, so they're halfway through. So then go to a college or university, your child can take, instead of 18 credits, 19 credits, or some of them, I don't know how they get away with 20 or 21, you're going to be taking 12. So that way you can get used to it. You're also going to be closer to getting into the classes that are going to be a requirement for your degree, your bachelor's degree, whatever you're going for. So you're going to be going toward your degree because you've met all of the lower level requirements, the undergrad requirements, whatever it may be. So that would be my biggest, strongest selling point. It also, when you take colleges here, or classes here, think about this. When you go up to a college or university, unless you know where the help is at, it's hard for you to get the help or know where to go to or how to enroll in your classes. Who's your advisor? Who do you talk to? What courses should you be taking? What pathway and stuff? So you don't know what those things are other than I'm going to college. When you do this at Early College High School, there's guidance. So you have an assigned counselor, or you have a college readiness advisor, and then you have advisors that understand, you know, the high school to college transition, and they can help you schedule the classes based on the pathway that you're going. So we have quite a few students, not quite a few, but we had a few students that were going to a criminal justice. But they didn't know which classes you should take to go toward that end. By talking to the counselors, oh, if I take this and that, the civics course and all that, that's going to help me toward my degree when I go off to a college university, and it's paid for here. So that's been real helpful to a lot of our students, especially our med students, our engineering students. So a lot of students that see the choice in pathways, they get to see which major, double major, major minor they need to focus on, so that not only it's going toward their the college that they're going to, but it's also going to be something that's going to provide a money. It's going to be going to a job out in the real world. So I think it's real important that you really consider this early college thing. Now, if you feel like your child's not ready for it, if it's something that you're totally against, Canton City School has college credit plus classes that if you want to wait till like your junior year or sophomore year, you can take advantage of college classes and stuff that are paid for within the school system. So whether you choose early college or not, they're still within Canton City Schools, and thanks to the state of Ohio, throughout Ohio, at any of the colleges, in any of the high schools, that you can take advantage of this opportunity. Every school building in Canton City Schools is for the kids. Every single one. Every single one of the schools in Kansas City schools, elementary, the middles, the high schools, have a singular focus. That's to get the kids ready for what's happening next. And I love the vision that the superintendent has toward that end. It's just a matter of us in the buildings to go ahead and work toward that goal. Some places are a little easier than others. It's just a matter of getting the message out there. So when I'm targeting students and trying to talk to them about why this is important, you need to make sure you surround yourself around people that are going toward the same goal as you, that are successful. One example that I used in the past was just this thing about it's easier to, like, I have a student stand in a chair. I did this in my math class. One child would stand in the class, and I would have some other students standing around them. And I would have the students grab hands, and I would have the student that's on the floor pull down on the student safely from the chair that's standing up on it. It was easier to pull somebody down. Then I would have the student that's standing in the chair try to pull the students up that was on the ground. So it was harder to do that. But when I had several students doing it and trying to get that student up and the student help themselves, it was easier. So you want to surround yourself with folks that are going toward the same goal as you. It's too easy to surround yourself with other folks that see you up high and want to tear you down, and then you succumb to that. Or you give in to that. You don't want to do that. So what you want to do is you want to be in an environment where people are going toward the same area as you. So with this early college model, if you want to go to college, this is one of the best pathways that we have within Kansas City. You have people that are in the classroom paying attention, working with college professors with practice, so that when you go to a college or university and you're by yourself and you don't have people that you're familiar with, you don't have that teacher partnering with a college professor to help raise you up, you tend to feel like you're by yourself more. But if you come armed with tools that's you've practiced with this high school teacher and this college professor, you know what the expectation is walking in the doorway and stuff. You know that you're going to be working with people that are very similar to you, so you got to bring your game a little bit more. It's going to be easier for you to walk into a campus and be better prepared for whatever the professor has for you to do. You don't want to go through the shock factor of, oh my gosh, I'm in a college, what do I do now? Early college is a prep for that. So early college in general, since the first class graduated in 2009, had 100% graduation from high school rate. On average, every student that has gone through to our senior year and has graduated from early college has at least gathered 20 college credits or more that are transferable to a college or university. In times past, we have graduated in an urban school. We have graduated anywhere from 25 to 38 students each year, each graduating class, with a full-on associate's degree. 2 years ago, out of the 38 graduates from early college high school that have got their associate's degree, 36 of the 38 had 2 degrees, Associate of Arts and Associate of Science. So you're seeing kids put this on Facebook showing their Associate of Arts, Associate of Science, and their high school diploma, and bragging about that, because they got it in the mail or whatever. Right now, we're on track with this class of 2017 of hitting maybe the 50 students walking out of this place with a full-on associate's degree. So we like to say that they're going to be dual degree certified, and that they're going to have a high school diploma and they're going to have a college degree, associate's degree from Stark State, and then a high school diploma from Kansas City / McKinley. So that's going to be potentially 50 kids. Now, that's not all that I have in that class. We have 60 students that are in the early college senior class, and of that 50 students, there's 60 students. There are 50 plus that are on track to get their degree. So we want to make sure that this last semester that they have, that everybody passes their courses and maintain a 2.0 GPA or higher, because those things can cause it so that you don't get your degree. So that's why I err on the side of caution and talk about there's potentially 50 that could get their associate degree. So that's going to be the highest number ever. And it's only going to get better, because the population that I have in this program went from, when I started here, 220 students were in early college high school. That's ninth through 12th grade. And that was back in 2012, 2013. Right now, in this 2016-2017 school year, we have a little over 350 students in early college from ninth grade to 12th grade. So all of the biggest, one of the goals that we had was the retention rate. We wanted to keep the kids in the program that we can by working with them with tutoring, remediation, and so on, and sending information out to have the students that are very serious about the college. And I'm not talking ability, we're talking about work ethic, making sure that those students are the students that come into the program, because there's been confusion in the past about who should apply for early college, what type of program it is. It is a college readiness program, so it's going to be rigorous, and there's an expectation and demand. We had the highest number of students in times past that have passed the Compass test, which is a qualifier for getting into the college classes that we have at their junior level and all. Some of the other data that we had, and I'll just talk about what we had in the last 9 weeks. I'm talking about the first semester. We had, if you can imagine, as I mentioned, 360 students. 52% of the early college student body had a 3.5 or higher GPA, so they made the honor roll. So just think about that. So just in the freshman class, the class of 2020, there was but the freshman class, they had 77 of their students, 77 of them made honor roll. 77 of them out of the 110 that we have in that class. So that's phenomenal. So there are a lot of numbers that I can put out there and stuff like that about it, about our success rate and everything like that. How we had about, if you put honor and merit roll together, we had about probably 75% of our student body made honor and merit roll. A lot of people say, well, why is it successful? Why is it happen? Why is this happening? I think it's like a singular mindset. There's a goal that everybody has, and that's to attain an associate's degree. When everybody has a target or a goal to reach for, it makes it so that you hone your skills a lot more. So that goes for the students. They are a great factor in the success of this because they come here and they work hard. They'll even tell of cases where their friends are out playing or, going out, hanging out and stuff like that. No, I got this paper to do. I got this homework assignment to do. So they become focused in that. The teaching staff is very important because the teaching staff is always improving and honing their skills because they have an end game. They have to get these kids ready in a rather short time to get into a college classroom with a college professor. So this is a testament to their abilities and did they prep the kids right. And then me as a principal, it's like I have to look at because I have to answer to not only my superintendent, but I have to answer to the parents as to how come their kids weren't prepared or properly done or this or that or whatever it may be. So that causes all of us to work hard to make it so that these kids are successful in what they have to do. So I give kudos to the teaching staff that's here and the students that are a part of this program now in understanding the hard work that they have to do, and also a phenomenal secretary and counselor. So all of those things help make this happen.